the hardest and nastiest problem in finance. That's what William Sharpe, Nobel Prize winning economist of the silent generation, said about retirement income planning. Now, if retirement income planning is the hardest and nastiest problem in the world of finance, wouldn't it apply to like any time that anyone wants to take assets that they've built and turn it into a passive income stream? Whether it be from traditional retirement or maybe financial freedom sooner rather than later. Today, we're going to explore this hardest and nastiest problem in finance.
Hey, and welcome to Wealth Wisdom Financial Podcast. We believe when conventional financial thinking isn't getting where you want to go, you need wealth wisdom. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button, like, write a comment. We'd love to hear from you and see what you think about this hard problem. Is it really that hard?
Yeah, well, let's find out. Today's episode is for people like 40 to 90. So if you're less than 40, still listen to this episode. You might learn some tricks and tips to remember when you're 40, or you might be able to share this with somebody you know who's over 40. But this idea of building assets and then turning them into income is something people usually start thinking about when they're around 40, because they're realizing they're closer to 60 than they were to 18.
So moving in that direction.
And we have to start with a warning. Danger, danger, warning, warning. Here we go. According to the US Census data, more Americans turned 65 in 2023 than in any other year in American history.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to the grocery store, I see lots of gray around me.
Right. Well, and of course, not everyone retires at 65, but we kind of think of that as like standard retirement age, 65. And this, regardless of whenever the baby boomers are retiring, this transition of so much of our population into retirement has an impact on pretty much everyone and everything. So for boomers, if that's you, you're already noticing you're getting marketed to and sold to by so many financial advisors and firms too many times without a comprehensive strategy, or with maybe even false expectations, maybe even lies. And now if you're a boomer, you've got a target on your back, and you probably feel it every time you check the mailbox. My mom's a boomer. She lives with us. We get mail all the time trying to get her to come and do this or that and buy this or that and do this financial thing or that financial thing. And honestly, a lot of what is out there in the marketing and advertising world with finance are lies.
Yeah, I mean, we see it all the time. Again, we are caretakers of somebody in that generation, somebody who, it's a good thing she has us. That's all I can say. And really through that, taking care of her, we see a lot of the ads, and a lot of times we can see and hear these things and say, oh, that's wrong. I know from my experience and knowledge that those commercials or those things are
podcast episodes, YouTube videos, everywhere.
People who say things that are wrong. Literally, we can then say, no, I know for sure because of the facts, what the facts say, and knowing, again, luckily, somebody who we're taking care of, she has us to help her navigate through that when she's 95, 105, or whatever.
Yeah. And also remember that what could be true for some people isn't true for all people. And you have to be careful if you're not getting that comprehensive financial strategy, you're not working with fiduciary who has talked with you and gotten to know where you're coming from, they don't know what's right for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The other factor is there's people who are trying to get your money.
Yeah.
And they see this as a challenge and saying, oh, look, we are losing money here. How do we say this thing is really bad or this is really bad, to be able to keep that income for us? Meaning the
just think about all of the companies and individuals who've made a lot of money helping boomers save and invest their money for retirement, who now as boomers are transitioning to retirement, that money's leaving their hands, right? Yep. And they're losing their lifetime income that they could be creating during that. So they're doing everything they can to hold on and so forth. But let's also talk about those who might be 40 or 50 right now. The idea that boomers who have these portfolios heavy in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, that they're starting to sell things off in mass can have serious consequences for how we build our portfolios and decide how we're going to retire one day, how we build our assets and turn them into an income stream. Plus, as boomers are likely to live longer than the silent generation, but not necessarily in better health, we might see our retirement suffer because we have to spend time and money helping take care of our parents like they once took care of us, which is a good thing to do, but it can impact our futures, our financial futures.
Yeah. How long have you lived with your mom?
My mom moved in
No,
2013.
you lived with her.
Oh, 18 years.
And how long has she lived with us?
It's been 10 and a half years.
Yeah. So you're now going into where she's living with us, but it's gonna be more at some point than you living with her as the
Yep.
other side.
Yep.
Just thinking about that in a time constraint.
So when it comes to creating an income stream that you can depend on, no matter when you quit working and no matter how long you live, if you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, no matter your age, that this episode's for you. We feel you, we have loved ones that feel you, and we work with clients every day that feel in that same place between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. So let's show some data. I know you have a lot of, not just us saying it or, I will say the names, Fisher or Dave, saying all kinds of crazy stuff out there. Well, let's look at other things that are third parties.
Yeah, well, so there's a lot of ways to create a passive income stream. Some are riskier than others. Some require more hard work and effort to get going than others. Some need assets to start, while others can be built with no upfront capital. Today, we want to show you one of the best ways that we found to create an income stream if you already have some assets or you want to build some assets that are specific to that income stream. And you want them to be tailored to that, you can count on them to be there without taking unnecessary risk. So let's go over to the board and let's start sharing what that looks like. Okay, so here's the first one, and we're going to put the links in the show notes so you can check out these websites. Okay, this one's from Ernst & Young, EY, and they have this synopsis right here at the top, beginning of it. Permanent life insurance and deferred income annuities with increasing income potential outperform investment-only approaches in our analysis. So what this is if you want retirement benefits that you can count on, they have a nice synopsis here. They looked at 5 different strategies. They compared which ones worked the best to give the most income without running out of money before you run out of life.
Yeah. And
they found that if you have permanent life insurance and deferred income annuities, that helped increase the potential. And you can go here again, download the full report, read their synopsis, whatever you would find helpful.
Well, and what I might add is it's not saying that you do all of it into something like this, right? It's about building that good, stable foundation, which is something that we love to talk about, right? So if you're doing real estate, that might be another part of it, but building a good, solid foundation. And this is saying if you have those things in place, then you're going to have a better chance of landing the plane well, which is really important. No one wants to crash at the end of it, right? We want to land our life well. Yeah.
And what I love about this report is that if you were to look for Ernst & Young and say what you expect them to see, you'd expect them to come out on the side of investments. And yet they come out on the side of a well-diversified portfolio, not totally just investments.
Yeah. Yep.
Very good. Okay, now the other thing we want to show you is going to seem like it's not as unbiased at first, but keep with us here. This is the best summary we found of what it's talking about when it talks about here, when it talks about deferred income annuities. So let's go over to that other tab. This is a free consumer guide to making your money last as long as you do. And it says how to never run out of money in retirement, even if you live to 120. I'm going to go to the third-party sources first. So if I go down here, you'll see there's a reference to the Employee Benefit Research Institute that
Yep.
calls annuities the only form of retirement income security, only true form of retirement income security, a check that does not stop until one dies. And then just below there, you got the Wall Street Journal calling the annuity a retirement account with airbags.
Yeah, that is, again, Wall Street Journal saying that.
And then AARP, the American Association of Retired Persons, I think is what that stands for, points out that your payouts will continue no matter what happens in the stock market or how long you live. These are third parties talking about the benefits of annuities. I think that's great. Like, you wouldn't expect them. If anything, you'd expect them to come out on the side against annuities, and
Yeah.
yet they're coming out for them.
And then what's going to happen is on this video, or in general, we'll have the haters. You know, we don't get comments very often, but they'll come out of the woodwork now to say, yeah, but, and here's this. And you have to ask, well, where is their opinion coming from? Where are they saying it? Are they a Fisher Investments person? Are they a Dave Ramsey person? Or, you know, for us, I'm like, well, we have a opinion based off of, one is our experience, and two is, well, we do this kind of thing. We build that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Well, let's keep looking here. So it says that there's this real fear that 50% of Americans share the fear of running out of money in retirement. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
We should probably be doing something. If we're all afraid of running
Yeah.
out of money, we should
Yeah.
be taking action. And the World Economic Forum states that the average 65-year-old is going to outlive their savings by about a decade.
that, how many years?
A decade.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
10 years that you
Outlive your
are-
savings.
Yeah,
Maybe Social Security is the only thing you live on.
Yeah.
That's a scary outlook.
Again, going back to my mother-in-law, thinking about, like, if she didn't have us helping, what would she be doing? Like,
Right.
eating
I don't know.
plywood and paper towels or something? I
Or
don't know.
maybe half of her money would go toward rent or a mortgage
Yeah.
payment.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary. Now let's keep going. Here's what I love. Let's get into what this report actually talk about. So it talks about this solution that is backed by these third parties, and you can see it talks about from age 40 to age 90, and then it has these different things on different pages, how you could transform 250,000 into 654,000 of income. That there's the guarantees that you have income
Yeah.
that can last as long as you do, tax advantages. You're not actually in the stock market, so you don't have to worry about the risk of loss. And then also it's if you do have qualified money, there's the opportunity for tax-free rollovers. And this guide is totally free. All you gotta do is go to the top of this page, put in your first and last name and email, and you get the report. And of course, you're gonna get an email. You might get some follow-up emails. You can always unsubscribe.
Yeah. And we will have a link in the show notes for our special link if you want to.
Well, so yeah, that's the link that'll be there. And you'll note that if you're referred to this page by us, if you use our link, then we're going to be notified that you submitted the form, but we don't get your email address unless you reach out to us.
Yeah. So go ahead and get that. It is, I think, a really good report. There are different types, just like stock, there's different types of annuities. There are different types of things out there that we really want to see. How do we get you to land the plane well and use math, right? I don't want to just say, well, we're going to get 12% return for sure in 2026, and that's going to be the great thing. We don't know what the future holds. Aliens could happen. I don't know.
Who knows?
So we want to think through this and make sure that we do the math. The math should dictate our emotions and what we want to accomplish financially.
Yeah, let's land this plane. I'm going to turn off the screen share and let's talk more. Okay. Again, there are a lot of ways to create income from a pool of assets. There are, even if you look at annuities, there are like 19 different kinds of annuities. We want you to go get this download, learn a little bit more about the different kinds. Again, this isn't meant to sell you anything. Even this guide, even this video is more to help you learn how to filter all the options available to you, give you education, empower you, that whether you work with us or you work with somebody else, You know the right questions you ask, you know what's going to fit you better, and you're not being talked to above your head in this fancy language. You're demanding that whoever you work with to build your retirement income, that you're working with somebody that you can talk to as a person to person.
Yep.
So we've got a couple more resources for you if you want to keep going, do some deep dives. These books are written by the same guy. His name's Tom Hegna. This one's called Paychecks and Playchecks. This one's geared more toward those boomers, those maybe late stage Xers who are approaching retirement fast and furious, and you want to figure out how to live happily ever after, right? What happened to happily ever after is right here on the back. And then this one, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, is written toward more of those people in their 40s or even their 30s who are thinking about the future. David Kinder on the back, his review says, I believe that the rules of personal financial planning have fundamentally changed since 2008.
Yeah.
And so if we're still going with those old rules from the 80s and 90s, are we missing something? That might be a great thing to consider. And we're not being paid by Tom Hegna. We're fans of his. He's not sponsoring this video. Neither is Pamela. Yeah. We just found these resources to be helpful, and we think you would too.
And with all of that, we thinking back to our last episode about real estate, the reason we get into real estate is because we want to make sure we have financial freedom, right? That's why we get into it. Those kind of things are really important. But reverse engineering, going to the end and saying, what do I want my life to be when I'm 80, when I'm 70, when I'm 60, and starting to build those good rocks, those good foundational assets that can help us get there. Whether it's real estate, maybe that is it. Maybe it's a policy, life insurance policy. Maybe it's an annuity. I don't know, but how you know that and can use those to build your foundation, build your wealth. That's what's most important.
Yeah. So the way that you can learn and confirm what might be good for you is to do a comprehensive financial strategy. If you want to do one of those with us, no obligation, just investment of your time, you can take the first step by scheduling a discovery call. Quick 15 minutes to ask your initial questions, talk about our process, make sure we're a good fit to work together. Again, we're not trying to sell you anything. We're trying to help empower you to make some really good decisions and learn and confirm what's the best available option to you for your financial future. You can schedule that call at wealthwisdomfp.com/call. We'll put that link in the show notes too, where I think we're up to 3 ones. Then Ernst & Young link. You can go check out their full report if you want to. The Consumer Guide to Lifetime Income, link to download that. It's like 20 pages, lots of
really good
visuals, charts, and graphs, best summary of annuities we've ever found. And then the link to schedule a call with us to discuss what you're learning, ask your questions, figure out your next step from there. Again, it's wealthwisdomfp.com/call.
Now, remember, the topics presented in this podcast are for general information only and not for the purpose of providing legal, accounting, or investment advice, even other kinds of advice. I don't know. We just want to help you land the plane. So if this
and decipher the lies.
Yeah. There you go. There's a lot out there. So make sure that you're not just following a lie and repeating that lie. That is a lie. That's not good. So with that, thank you. For specifics to your personal situation, please make sure you're talking with professionals who are doing those deep dives and getting to know you better. Next episode, we're going to be talking about the flip side. What if you don't have those assets yet to turn into a passive income stream? How might you start to build them? Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that next episode, and live long and profit.